Welcome my dear friends and students. In today's video, I am going to explain a very important expression, that is expression for pressure exerted by the gas on the basis of kinetic theory of gases. Before deriving this expression, now we have to explain one statement that gas molecules exert the pressure on the walls of container. It means where there is a concept of pressure exerted by the gas molecules on the wall. So first of all, let us explain that statement. Now when we consider any gas and when that gas is enclosed in any vessel, then that gas consists of n number of molecules. It means any gas consists of large number of molecules. These molecules are always in state of random motion. Now because of this random motion, they collide with each other as well as they collide with walls of the container. During the collision, these gas molecules lost their momentum and the same momentum that is gained by the wall. As there are large number of gas molecules which are colliding on this surface, that's why here there is a change, large change in momentum. So according to Newton's second law, whatever the change in momentum, that causes the force on that particular surface area of the wall. And when we consider that force acting per unit area of the surface, that gives us the pressure. So this is how we can explain one statement that gas molecules exert pressure on the walls of the container. Let us repeat again. Any gas consists of large number of molecules. These molecules are always in state of random motion. During their random motion, they collide with each other as well as with the walls of container. When they collide with the walls of container, there is change in momentum. Momentum lost by the gas molecule and same momentum gained by the walls of that vessel. Then because of change in momentum, this momentum is very large as large number of gas molecules colliding as well as large number of collisions occur between gas molecule and that surface. So that's why large momentum gets changed. Whatever the momentum gets changed, the rate of change of momentum, that is equal to force, and whatever the force exerted by the gas molecule on the surface area of the wall, that gives us the pressure. So this is the explanation of statement that gas molecules exert the pressure on the walls of container. Now let us concentrate on the expression which we have to derive it. In order to derive this expression, our first point of consideration is that consider an ideal gas which is enclosed in a cubical vessel as shown in figure. We have to consider an ideal gas. That ideal gas is taken in this type of vessel which is cubical in shape. Then you have to consider here various parameters which that are needed to obtain the required expression. So in our expression, what m represent? So small m is the mass of each gas molecule. Capital L, that is the length of each side of the cubical vessel. You have to consider the area of that cubical vessel, which is equal to capital A equal to L square. Again you have to consider the volume of that cubical vessel. All of you know volume equal to volume of cubical vessel equal to, that is L into B into H. In case of cube, all sides are same. That's why right here V equal to L cube. Capital N, that is the total numbers of gas molecules. Then you have to consider the total mass of gas, which can be written by capital M equal to capital N into small m. Capital N represent the total number of gas molecule. Small m represent the mass of each gas molecule. Rho is the density of that gas and T is the pressure exerted by the gas molecule which we have to obtain. Now here we consider the three edges of the cubical vessel along the three axes, or we can say that now these three axes are along the three edges of the cube. That is our third consideration. Here we consider three sides of cube are along three axes, that is x, y and z. So this side is considered as the x-axis, this edge that is considered as the y-axis, and this edge that is considered as a z-axis. We can draw this z-axis inside or along this side also. Now here you have to consider whatever the number of gas molecules, total number of gas molecules, that is approximately divided equally along these three axes x, y and z. Now how many number of molecules that will move along x-axis, that will move along y-axis and that will move along z-axis. Now consider total number of gas molecules, that is n. Consider total number of axes, that is the 3. So that's why n by 3 molecules will move along each axis, along x-axis, along y-axis and along z-axis. So that's why we can say that n by 3 molecules will move along each axis, along x-axis, along y-axis and along z-axis. So let us revise it. Before moving to further, you have to consider an ideal gas. That gas is enclosed in a cubical vessel. Then consider certain parameters: small m, mass of each gas molecule; capital L, length of side of the cubical vessel; A, area of the cubical vessel; V, volume of cubical vessel; capital N, number of gas molecules; capital M equal to, that is n into m, capital N into small m, total number of total mass of the gas; rho, that is the density, and P, that is the pressure exerted by the gas. Now we select the three edges, three sides of the cube along the three axes, or we can say that these three axes coincide along the three edges of the cube, that is x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. Now you have to divide total number of gas molecules. You have to divide total number of gas molecules along these three axes. So that's why how many number of gas molecules that will move along each axis? N by 3. How we derive that? N by 3, total number of molecules divided by total number of axes. So that's why N by 3 molecules will move along x-axis, along y-axis and along z-axis. Now we have to consider only n by 3 molecules which are moving along the path, that is x-axis, and that all n by 3 molecules that will collide on this surface S. Now first of all we have to consider only the single gas molecule of mass m. All of you know that according to assumptions of kinetic theory of gases, all molecules of same gas that are identical. So that's why whatever the force exerted by single gas molecule, similar force that will be exerted by the other gas molecules. So we have to add all these forces acting individually by the n by 3 gas molecule to obtain the total force. Now let us here consider how we derive the force exerted by the single gas molecule. Now let us consider single gas molecule of mass m moving with velocity c1 or moving with speed c1 toward the surface S. You have to consider single gas molecule. This is the single gas molecule which is moving toward the surface S, toward the face S, moving with the velocity c1. So that is our consideration. Consider single gas molecule of mass m moving with velocity c1 toward surface S. You are toward face S. Now, when this gas molecule collide on the surface S, when single gas molecule, when a gas molecule collide with face S or surface S, then it will rebound back. It will rebound back with same speed. It will rebound back with the same speed but change in direction. So let us see here from the figure. Initially we are considering this is the single gas molecule which is moving from this face toward the opposite face with the velocity c1. When this gas molecule collide on the surface S, it will rebound back because we know that ideal gas molecules that are perfectly elastic, there is no interaction between the gas molecules. We already explained that which are the things that are possible in case of ideal gas. So when this single gas molecule collide on the surface S, then it will rebound back. Only there is a change in direction of velocity because initially the gas molecule moving toward the surface S and then it will move away from the surface S. Now you have to consider the initial momentum of that gas molecule. So initial momentum of gas molecule, all of you know that momentum is the product of mass and velocity. So initial momentum of the gas molecule before colliding, that is equal to the product of mass and velocity. Now when this gas molecule collide with the face S and rebound back, its momentum get changed, that is final momentum. That final momentum can be written as again product of mass and velocity. Now here there is only change in the direction of velocity. That gas molecule rebound back with the same speed. It means the magnitude doesn't change, only there is a change in direction. So here find out the change in momentum. So change in momentum equal to final momentum minus initial momentum. Change in momentum equal to final minus initial. So put the value of P2, that is minus M C1, this minus middle sign, and put the value of P1, that is delta P, equal to minus twice M C1. Now this negative sign shows that momentum lost by gas molecule and equal momentum gained by wall of the cubical vessel. This negative sign shows that momentum is lost by the gas molecule and equal momentum gained by the wall. So that's why net change in momentum. You have to consider net change in momentum. So net change in momentum is equal to simply twice mc1. This negative sign only shows momentum lost by gas molecule and equal momentum that is gained by the wall. So that's why what is the net change in momentum? Only twice mc1. So let us revise it. Now we consider single gas molecule. That gas molecule moving toward the face S. Then when that gas molecule collide on the surface S, it will rebound back with the same speed, but only there is a change in direction of the velocity. Let us consider the initial momentum. Before colliding the gas molecule with the wall, it has the momentum called as initial momentum, which is the product of mass and velocity. When that gas molecule collide with the face S, consider the final momentum, that is minus mc1. This negative sign for opposite direction of the velocity. Now change in momentum that can be obtained by just considering final momentum minus initial momentum. Just put the values. Then here we have the final change in momentum, that is minus twice mc1. This negative sign shows that momentum lost by gas molecule and equal momentum gained by the wall. So consider the net change in momentum. Now this is the first step you have to keep in mind. Initially, in order to derive the pressure equation, first of all you have to consider here the change in momentum. Now you have to find the time, because we know we need rate of change of momentum. So that's why we have here momentum. Now we have to find the time. Then we can find the force exerted by the single gas molecule. Now after considering the net change in momentum, now we have to consider distance traveled by gas molecule between two successive collisions. So that is equal to what? Twice L. Now how that twice L occur? Consider these two opposite surfaces of the cubical vessel. When this gas molecule start motion from one surface and that will collide with the surface S, the distance covered equal to the length of side of the cube, and again it will rebound back with the same speed. So that's why again it will cover the same distance. That's why distance traveled or covered by the gas molecule between two successive collisions, that is equal to twice L. Now we know the formula, that is speed equal to distance upon time. Now we need the time, therefore time equal to distance upon speed. Now we need the time, that is delta t equal to distance covered in two successive collisions, that is twice L, and the speed equal to c1. Now we have the time, we have the change in momentum, that is net change in momentum. So we can find the rate of change of momentum, that is delta p by delta t. Now net change in momentum is twice mc1. What is the time? That is 1 upon. So you can write 1 upon c1 upon twice L. Now this twice L, that will be, this twice L by c1. Now this c1 will move toward the upper side, so that 2 to get cancelled. So change in momentum equal to this 2 to get cancelled. That is mc1 square by L. Now this rate of change of momentum with respect to time is nothing but the force. So that's why this is the force exerted by single gas molecule on the wall of that container. Similarly, the force exerted by second gas molecule, that can be written as mc2 square by L up to dash. The force exerted by the last gas molecule, that is n by 3. We are just considering only n by 3 molecule, that is mc n by 3 square upon L. Now these are the individual forces. Now we can find the total force, which is the sum of these individual forces F1, F2 up to Fn by 3. Now just put the value of individual forces to get the total force, that is F equal to, put the value of M1, that is F1 mc1 square by L plus mc2 square by L up to dash mcn by 3 square upon L. Now if we make out m by L constant or common, here we can write here c1 square plus c2 square up to dash cn by 3 square. Now you have to use the definition of mean square velocity as mean square c square equal to c1 square plus c2 square up to dash cn. If we consider the number of molecules n, then you have to write n. If we consider the number of molecules n by 3, last will be n by 3 divided by number of gas molecules. Now we need only the value of c1 square plus c2 square up to dash cn by 3 square. So that's why multiply by this term. So we have n by 3 c square equal to c1 square plus c2 square up to dash cn by 3 square. Now we have to put the value of this bracket to get the total force. So let us revise again. Now after finding the net change in momentum, you have to find the time taken by that gas molecule for the two successive collisions. So in order to find the time, we need the two things, distance and speed. Now how we find the distance? Distance traveled by the gas molecule between two successive collisions, that is twice. When it starts its motion from this side to this side, then distance traveled equal to only the length of the cubical vessel, that is L, and again return along the, that is same distance, that is L plus L, that is equal to twice L. So that's why I write here distance covered equal to twice L. And what is the speed of that gas molecule? c1. When you find the time, then you have to take change in momentum upon time, that is twice mc1 net change in momentum, and time we have to consider 1 upon, that's the 1 upon twice L by c1. Now here denominator of denominator, that will be moved to the numerator. So we have delta p by delta t means rate of change of momentum, that is mc1 square by L. This gives us the single, that is force exerted by single gas molecule. Similarly, we write here force exerted by second, force exerted by dash last gas molecule, that is n by 3. Now add force exerted by all these individual gas molecules. Then considering all these values, making m by L common, then we have to find the value of terms that are present in the bracket. Now using the definition of mean square velocity, c square equal to c1 square plus c2 square up to dash. If we have n molecules, we write here just n. Now we are considering only n by 3 molecules. That's why here c square n by 3 upon n by 3. Now you have to put this value and you have to solve to find the pressure. Now this is the force exerted by n by 3 gas molecules on the surface S. Now as pressure equal to force upon area, put the value of force, that is 1 by 3 and mc square by L, and put the value of area, that is L square. So rearrange it, that is P equal to 1 by 3. This nmc square by L as it is, and this is 1 upon L square. Okay, that is it become L cube. So P equal to 1 by 3 nmc square. This L into L square, that is the L cube. Now put the value of here L cube, that is the volume. So the pressure exerted by the gas molecule, that become 1 by 3 nmc square by V. So this is the first form of the pressure exerted by the gas molecule. After finding the value of this bracket, just consider the force, that is m by L into nc square by 3. That is the total force we obtained. Now we have to find the pressure. So use the basic definition of pressure, that is pressure equal to force upon area. So therefore pressure equal to, just put the value of force, and area equal to L square. Now this L into L square, that is the L cube. So we have P equal to 1 by 3 nmc square by L cube. Now this L cube is the volume. So this is the first form, that is P equal to 1 by 3 nmc square by V. The same expression that can be put into another form. Now here, if we put this n into m, that is equal to capital M, total mass of the gas. The same thing that can be written as P equal to 1 by 3 capital M C square by V. This is the second form, P equal to 1 by 3 m C square upon V. Now again you can put the value of m by V, mass upon volume, that is equal to density. Therefore pressure equal to 1 by 3 rho into C square. So these are the three forms of the pressure exerted by the gas molecule on the wall of container. The first one, that is P equal to 1 by 3 nmc square by V. If we put the value of n into m is a capital M, then we have the second form, P equal to 1 by 3 mc square by V. And if you put the value of m by V, that is the rho, then we have P equal to 1 by 3 rho into C square. So these are the three form of a pressure exerted by gas molecule. You have to keep in mind any one of the form of the pressure exerted by gas molecule, because we have to discuss various cases on the basis of that pressure. We have to here show RMS speed of the gas molecule, that is C equal to under root of 3 RT upon M, that is RMS speed is directly proportional to square root of temperature. We have to prove here the average kinetic energy. We have to prove the various relation on the basis of pressure exerted by the gas molecule.